Now, the 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it. All right, let's do some sports concepts and rationalizations. We call it the 10-minute drill, and at the end of the drill, Beef is going to hand you some golf passes, I think, and much more today in the prize pack.
Yeah, we're hooking them up.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. End of the segment, Danny will give you a number.
Yeah.
And one lucky Guggen's going to get a pair of tickets to head out to the Players on Tuesday. That features the Military Appreciation Day concert with John Party. You'll go back to the Players on Wednesday with a pair of tickets for the practice round. And this weekend, you'll head down to St. Aug for the Celtic Music and Heritage Festival.
Beautiful. I love it. Let's do it. Jeff, you have the floor.
Yeah,
so you wanted the floor. You've got the floor.
I'm going to start with this LSU basketball story, and this is amazing to me. This whole college basketball scandal that you may or may not have been keeping up with, it's producing now these daily drops of these taped phone conversations between these runners that their FBI is after, and in some cases, it's been assistance, it's been layers of protection. The LSU head coach, Will Wade, is on tape talking about the strong bleep offers that he's made and how the middleman is skimming off the top. And It's just so patently obvious that he's directly involved with paying potential prospects. So, Dan, my question to you is, what does LSU need to step in and say, whoa, he can't coach?
There's a couple things. First off, I'm shocked that they haven't. He shouldn't. But was it not last year with Sean Miller in Arizona?
But it wasn't Sean Miller's voice. It wasn't him directly corroborating.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not suggesting he's not guilty.
Yeah.
I also was a bit annoyed at his press conference yesterday when he was asked about it. And he said something to the I don't want to quote it because I don't know exact words, but it's something to the effect of, I haven't read it yet. Sure.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Your career is going down the tubes. You've read it. I was amazed by that. But the bottom line is, again, he's talking about, and he got the player. LSU got the player in question.
Smart guy.
And I don't have the quotes in front of me. Do you? This is a great bleeping deal.
No, it's just we made a strong bleep offer. What is especially damning? Here's what he says.
Yeah.
He is on the phone talking with one of these runners who, by the way, has already been sentenced to like 6 months in jail. A middleman named Christian Dawkins.
Right.
I was thinking
he's gone to jail already.
Yeah,
yes.
This Javonte Smart is the prospect. He's averaging 12 points a game as a freshman. I was thinking, this is Will Wade, the head coach at LSU. Right. I was thinking last night on this Smart thing, I'll be honest with you, I'm bleeping tired of dealing with this thing. I'm just bleeping sick of dealing with the bleep.
Yeah.
This should not be that bleeping complicated. Then he elaborates a little bit further. He said, dude, I went to him with a bleeping strong bleep offer about a month ago. Bleeping strong. The problem was, I know why he didn't take it now. It was bleeping tilted toward the family a little bit. It was tilted toward taking care of the mom, taking care of the kid, like it was tilted toward that.
Oh, boy.
Now I know for a fact he didn't explain everything to the mom, talking about another middleman. I know now he didn't get enough of his piece of the pie in the deal.
Yeah.
It was
maybe he was talking about apple or pecan.
Sure.
Right?
It was a bleeping hell of a bleeping offer, Wade continue. A hell of an offer. Oh, what does that mean? Extra study room time?
Well, for LSU not to go into, and I will be surprised if he makes it through the weekend. There are articles out galore calling for him to step down.
Of course.
And one of the points was if LSU was headed to the NIT rather than the SEC, there is little doubt that the school would spend a day in self-preservation mode, announcing a self-imposed postseason ban, right, and a suspension for Wade. Because they're a Final Four team, do you let it roll and then pay the price afterwards?
Okay, I will take a step further then. Look, I'm sorry. The NCAA oversteps itself 1,000 different ways.
Right.
They should step in and protect the integrity of their tournament.
Yes.
Hey, LSU, sorry.
And again,
maybe we're going to end up being wrong and really costing you, but there is this whole matter of your coach on tape.
You can blame the system, and you can come back and say they all do it. I get all that. But they don't all do it where they're caught. Unfortunately, you got caught. Normally, the head coach lets the assistant coach do it and claim no knowledge, so therefore they can't be implicated, at least at the very worst. Oh, I didn't know anything about that. I'm shocked. Of course they know about it. They know about everything.
I know how you guys will react to this, but
Yes.
Guggen on the text line,
That's
Drew by
fine.
204-641-1010,
Yes.
playing devil's advocate, said he did never actually mention money.
Right. Like I said, maybe it was apple or pecan pie. I don't know what the piece of the pie. Maybe it was, chocolate cream. I don't know. It could, maybe the young man is a pie lover, but it didn't look very good.
That's a pretty flimsy argument. He never actually mentioned money.
And you gotta.
By the way,
you gotta ask him at every stop now along the way.
Yeah.
Well, now that you've read the article, what do you think? Do you deny these allegations? Was that you on the tape? Did you,
Coach? I just heard the tape. Why haven't you stepped down?
Yeah, I mean, there's
and by the way, even if it's not money, offer is an offer. And legal benefit's a legal benefit. He could have offered him a house or a car. It doesn't have to necessarily reference cash. That's just. I guess we see how LSU got good so quick.
Yeah,
and
obviously.
And it's a shame for them because they really were building LSU can be a tough place to play basketball, man. It's a tough place to go. Would you say that LSU is one of the real sleeping giants in college basketball? Shouldn't they be better?
They should be better, but why would they be a sleeping giant?
Well, they're never any good. That's why.
But why would they be a giant?
Well, because of where they play. I mean, that area, New Orleans, Memphis, your SEC. You've got a great tradition that includes Shaq and Chris Jackson and Pete Maravich. I don't know. I just feel like if Florida is a success, then LSU could be.
Yeah. Well, I don't think. Yeah, I didn't know that they were quote a sleeping giant.
I wonder. I don't know if they are either. I'm asking. Shouldn't they be or couldn't they be?
I think they could be.
Yeah,
I think they could be.
They've had some years. They'll flare up once every 15 years and make a Final Four.
I like to go behind enemy lines and see what the local paper's saying about it, but I don't see any columns yet in the Advocate, in the Baton Rouge Advocate. I'd like to see what they're. If they're saying, "Oh my gosh, what's going on here?" So, anyway, that's good stuff. All right, let's move on. Antonio Brown trade day. Buffalo is now out. Where might he end up? What do you think is going to happen? Will he be traded today?
If I'm trading for Antonio Brown, I have to have a strong, good quarterback. I have to have a Ben Roethlisberger. Whether or not that, I need a guy who's accurate and thick-skinned and can put up with the antics. I almost give Ben Roethlisberger more credit now, knowing what he's put up with these guys all these years. If you're a young prospect right now or you're a college draft prospect, you're in the NFL, you've got to get over the fact that the quarterback is the man. If you can't accept that, then don't play. It just is. There's a pecking order, a hierarchy, and a lot of things in life. And in the game of football, the quarterback is the man. And so you send him to Josh Allen at Buffalo, and that could, I can't imagine how that ends up. So, is Case Keenum good enough? Washington is one of the teams. Is Derek Carr good enough?
No, Raiders guys. Raiders make the most sense. Raiders have 3 first-round picks. Give away your lowest one and move on.
Well, and the Steelers, kind of painted themselves into a corner saying that it'll be done today. Well, really? Don't you have to have somebody making the offer?
Well, they
just wanted the offers in by today.
Well, no, I think he's due there's a date
17th,
here.
though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I know he's due a $2.5 million bonus. I'm sure they want to get it over with, too. So maybe they just tried to expedite it. Let's see what we got here.
He's March 17th is the deadline for the $2.5 million roster bonus.
Right.
So that's a week from Sunday.
Okay.
Anyway. All right. It has been a good time in the last 2 or 3 years for parents all over the First Coast sending their kids off to college.
Yes.
If those parents are sports fans, it's been a nice little window to send them to UCF. UCF had another top 25 basketball win last night. They're now ranked. Think about that.
Oh, yeah.
They're ranked. Florida's not ranked. Miami's not ranked. It is the glory years for UCF athletics.
And unlike football, they have a fair shot at winning.
And by the way, UCF, that ain't going to end well. You'll be done by the first weekend, I promise.
All right. What
I'm amazed
they beat Cincinnati last night.
Yeah, that's twice they've beaten Cincinnati, and they also beat Houston, who's a legitimate top 10 team. And I've watched UCF, and I'm amazed because they don't look that good when I watch them, but they keep winning basketball games, and they are ranked.
As a Gator fan, not to mention UCF, but I read an article in Sports Illustrated last night that got me thinking, and they were talking about a lot of these mid-major programs. Okay. And there's like 4 in the, what's Murray State in?
Ohio Valley?
Southern?
They're the OVC, aren't they? The Ohio
Yeah,
Valley
I think
Conference?
they're Ohio Valley.
Okay, it's not them. There's another conference where there's like
Colonial?
No, I'll look later. But anyway, they went over a few of these really good mid-major teams, and there's one mid-major conference where there's like 2 or 3 really good programs that would have a legitimate shot at 22-3 type programs. But what I was reading about, there's a guy who what's Davidson? Whatever Davidson plays in, whatever conference. There's a guy who's about to break Curry's 3-point shooting record. But as a Gator fan, what I thought of was I was reading about all these great shooters, Bros, and I'm wondering how come we don't have any great shooters?
Well, we do.
Where are the great shooters?
Kevon Allen if Kevon Allen was playing at Belmont, he'd be.
He would. Why?
Because he's a good.
What's the difference?
The competition.
Okay, which means what? Like as a shooter, for a shooter.
It means you
shooters
play a
get
team
open looks,
here's
don't
why.
they?
Well, not if you're playing LSU and they got
You don't
6, 7
necessarily get
wing
open.
guys and they lock you down.
Yeah, they don't. You don't get the open look. You got to force.
I think it's undeniable that the competition level.
I'm not saying it's not.
Game in, game out. It's going to be a lot easier to dominate at a
But I'm
smaller
asking
school.
as a shooter.
And you also have here's what else you have. You have this complete. I don't care how many times they tell Kevon Allen they want him to shoot. When you're John Morant or you're one of these kids that knows you are the everybody on your team knows it.
Right.
You're shooting it 30 times.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you go 3 for 30 or 23 for 30. So
Okay.
I think there's some mentality deals there.
All right. So you're suggesting if Kevon Allen was at a different program, he would.
No, it has nothing
at
to
a
do with
smaller
Kevon Allen.
school.
What I'm trying to say is that Kevon Allen and Noah Locke, these guys are elite shooters too. They're just.
All right, that's fair.
I think what happens with these quote shooters, you end up giving them a little bit more credit too than they might deserve.
Yeah. We talked about the mid majors being down, and I get that, but like the AAC,
That's not really. That's kind of the old
That's a
Big
bigger-
East.
yeah, I know.
That's not the same.
yeah, but it's still not. I mean,
But it's not the Metro
well,
Atlantic or
all
the
3
MAC.
of those teams are going to get in, though, right? Houston, Cincinnati, and UCF are all getting in.
I think so.
Okay. What about Temple at 22-8? Will they get in?
They're on the bubble.
Yeah.
That's a league. Those are good teams. I wouldn't have a problem with 4 teams from that league if it's a year where UCF is having a career year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
All right, last thing I wanted to bring up. Cowboys' David Irving announces he's retiring, or maybe the NFL is quitting on David Irving because he's been suspended indefinitely for the Sweet Stinky. I just, in a crazy, convoluted way, though, did David Irving have any kind of point whatsoever by saying, "Hey, man, you know what? Why, basically he's saying, look, I'd rather smoke weed." But is the NFL missing the boat by being too tough on this weed deal with considering all the other opioids they pump you full of or all the other painkillers that they pump you full of? I mean, shouldn't there be a sense of leniency as far as the Sweet Stinky? Or am I being too stringent here?
no,
I don't know. I got that.
I think there's a nod, wink, wink, look the other way that you can be a regular user of marijuana. You just have the discipline to at least shut it down for a window of testing opportunity.
Yeah.
And again, people want to talk about the harshness of marijuana and how it's labeled as a drug and, you can't be addicted or this, that, or the other. I would say that you have a drug, even if it's marijuana, you have a drug problem if you can't keep a multi-million-dollar job because you would rather get high. I mean, that's just the end of the day. If you can't, but through your own fun, and look, a lot of people like to cut loose in a variety of different ways. I'm not judging them, man. I don't care what you do. I really don't.
Right.
But I would care if you were someone that I knew or cared about and you had a multi-million-dollar job that the only thing that you have to do to keep it is to not smoke dope.
Yeah.
And that if you can't do that, that speaks to why it's not legal. Now, at the end of the day, is marijuana tearing you up as bad as alcohol? Probably not. And will society's stance on marijuana change? Yeah, probably before we're dead. But in the meantime, I don't think the NFL is being unfair. Every other dope smoker in the league, all 800 of them, they all passed the test.
I walked out of the gym the other day after a heavy
You're huge.
session of lifting. I don't know if you can tell yet how I'm reshaping my body, but
Arms and backs.
yeah, that aside,
More than one back.
there was a sticker on my car,
Uh-huh.
and it said, "Get your cannabis card today."
Oh, nice. Good. Did you get some?
And it was it says here,
If you even brought it in, you brought a prop.
yes, 100% money back guarantee, drgreenrelief.com.
Nice.
Dr. Green Relief. Who's that, Beef?
That's a convenient name.
Should we
Yeah.
go on,
Should thank his parents.
online and try and order some up?
I don't know.
I was thinking about sending Taylor on
Is this like
HMU.
I don't know. How does this work? Is this one of these medically approved marijuana deals, or what is this?
It sounds like drug dealers now wear lab coats, so they're not standing on the corner.
Lab
That's what it
coat and
sounds like.
stethoscope.
I'm going to get my cannabis card. What does that
Sure.
entitle me to?
Well, cannabis.
Apparently
Dan.
cannabis,
Yeah,
Dan.
you'll be.
So I walk in and get
HMU.
cannabis whenever I want, if I want to
sure.
burn?
Yeah.
HMU, man. Let's go.
Okay, well, I noticed this on my card.
In fact, they should have just put on their HMU.
I kept it. I'm not
You
sure
did.
why.
Maybe you're thinking.
we all know why.
You're thinking about maybe.
Let's keep it 100.
Yeah. Right.
320.
That's 420, Dan.
420.
420. My man just went 320. He's not ready for Dr. Greenpeace.
Dr. Green Relief.
All right, this is the drill. You're stuck with us for another 2.5 hours. It's an All-American Friday.
Give me a number, Danny.
All-American.
Caller
All-Up
number
Intersection.
3. Let's go. You want to go see some music?
Speaking of some green relief,
Yeah.
these Googans, instead of
DPC,
seeing
baby.
Dan's doctor, they're going to head out to the players with a pair of tickets for Tuesday's practice action, including the military appreciation concert featuring John Party. They'll also head back to Sawgrass Wednesday, the 13th, with a pair of tickets to the practice round. And this weekend, they'll have a blast down in downtown St. Aug at the Celtic Music and Heritage Festival. 641-1010.